What is happening, guys? Today we have something a little different going on today. We are not going to a meet. I'm actually going to be installing the ProFlex Commander fuel kit on my 2017 Shelby GT350. This isn't it. Car's right there. I'm going to move it over here in a second. But we're going to do an install. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Alright, so here you guys can see I have the lighting over here right now because we're actually going to be we're going to be focusing on this main part right now, which is going to be the fuel lines coming off right here by the firewall. It runs right underneath this little cover right here. We're going to be putting a sensor in between the two. I'll show you guys here in a second, and then the injectors are right there. Pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory kit, nothing crazy. Alright, what? Hey, yo. No way. I didn't know they gave you a shirt. What the? Nice. Let's go. That's sick. I had no idea they gave you a shirt. That's pretty tight. Okay, so there's not a whole lot to this kit. It's actually a pretty simple, small kit. They give you the two fuel lines that I was talking about, so these are going to connect on each side. Then you have the sensor that's going to go in between. I believe this is a GM product too, it looks like. I think that's a GM part number right there. And then you have the harness right here too that I'll open up in a second. And then here's the ProFlex Commander. Pretty cool. Comes with 3M tape already, so you can tuck it away, hide it wherever you guys want to. Guys, we can't forget the stickers. Oh my god, do I put that on the car for fun? That'd be kind of funny, huh? Just troll people. Alright, so we got our kit right here. Alright, so keep in mind, guys, with this harness, one side is going to be a little bit longer than the other. The side that's going to be longer, I already went ahead and separated them, is going to be the side that connects to the driver's side, so bank 2 side. And then bank 1, which is going to be passenger side, is going to have, I believe there's going to be a ground on it. So here's our ground wire right here. So you're just going to want to find a good ground spot. I'll show you guys here in a bit. And yeah, and then these are all going to plug into the back of the injectors and then piggyback on the top of the injector afterwards. So it's a pretty simple, easy kit. I know it looks like a lot of stuff here, but it's actually not that bad. Alright guys, now there's two parts to start out with this. You have to disconnect the first part of the fuel line right here, which this one will pull back. That's pretty simple. There's another one that is down here. You can kind of see it. It's about right there, and that one's going to pull up towards me if it'll focus. But yeah, be careful when you guys do this. Normally what I would do is I would pull the fuel pump fuse, let the car idle, and relieve all the pressure from the system, let it die on its own. Some people don't like that. There's the fuel pump, whatever. So we're just going to be cautious about it and see how much fuel actually pops out of this thing. But if you guys don't have one of these, you can go to your local parts store, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, whatever, and these will actually hook on and they will pull the fuel rail off, or not the rail, but the fuel line off. But just like I said, be careful. There's pressure behind it and it'll shoot out. Oh, Jesus! Told you. See, that's loose now. Make sure you have a rag underneath. Collect all the fuel that does drip out of this. Next, we're going to go towards the back right here. Alright, so here is the fuel line that we took out. This was on the front side of the engine. This right here was towards the firewall. This is just a little lock. It goes under and secures it so the line doesn't pop out because it is under pressure. Now what's going to replace those lines are these right here. You're going to have one on each side, and the sensor is going to go in between it. This is what's going to be reading, I believe, the octane level, or the, yeah. Alright, so for the next part, guys, you're going to take the two fuel lines. I'll just put them right here. So this one, the straight one, is going to go on the top right here where the fuel line is, and that will tuck underneath. The second one, make sure you guys have a 90-degree end on one end and a straight end on the other, because this is going to hook down in here, as you can see, and it's going to be facing this way, and then the sensor is going to go in between, right underneath here, and I'll show you guys here in a second. Alright, now as you guys can see, the sensor is underneath here. I got the fuel lines on both sides and it's connected. I could probably remove this cover just to show you guys a little better. But next we're going to be working on the injectors. As you guys can see, each injector right there, they're not too bad to get to. Towards the back might be a little bit harder, but I'll show you guys some tools that I have that make life a little bit easier when it comes to installations. So what I'm going to recommend for an installation like this, guys, especially when it comes to your injectors, as you can see, I already popped the tab off on one of them, which is a little locking mechanism. When you pop this up, it allows you to push in on these, and the injectors, well, the connector on the back of it is able to move freely and pull right off of it. I'll show you guys in a second. But if you guys don't have any of these, I highly recommend buying some of these. You can buy them really cheap. I think like Harbor Freight has them for like maybe like 10 bucks. It'll make life really easy. Just do be careful with them. They are sharp. If you apply too much pressure, you could break the tab. So just, you know, work at it. Be gentle. Alright guys, so I ended up, so I have the driver's side taken off. Jesus. As you can see, all the back of the injector connectors are off. This back one right here, go ahead and don't connect the fuel line. I took it back off on the side, super easy to unclip, but it really limits you from accessibility back in here. And believe me, that is not an easy one to get to. Go ahead and save yourself the trouble, just take that line off and it's a lot easier. Alright guys, so I went ahead and put everything in on this side already. Yeah, it looks a little janky right now, but I'll do a little wire tuck later on. It's actually not too bad. I ran the harness kind of underneath some of the vacuum lines right there. As you can see, the sensors right here plugged in. We have the connectors all in place. Make sure the locking tab is down on top of all of them, guys. You don't want it to pop out. You'll get a misfire. I'm telling you, you don't want that. So I was actually getting really annoyed with this piece of plastic right here that is actually kind of like right above the injector. So all I did is, guys, I took, I think it's a 10 mil. I just loosened both of them, took the nuts off, and now you have free play to get underneath actually, because this thing's like kind of sharp and I didn't want to cut my hands. But yeah, if you guys are having a hard time getting to the injectors because the clips are right underneath, just loosen it and you have a little bit more access right there, guys. Alright, so we got it out, guys. This, I'm not gonna lie, this injector out of all of them was the hardest one for some weird reason. The rail and the harness, and this back one was super easy. I had to, that driver's side was a lot easier, and there's that bar in the way. I don't know. Alright guys, so we got the passenger side back together. I'm doing a little bit of a wire tuck right here. You can't really see. So you can see part of like the harness where it's actually coming from. This isn't it. It's right here going underneath. This is a coolant line. But yeah, I have it pretty well like managed. I have the actual, oh, that's not gonna work right there. It's already falling off. I'll probably have to do something about that, but I have the Proflex Commander right there. I'll probably move it. Yeah, we're gonna move it. I actually lied to you guys. I did not end up moving it. I got everything zip tied in and properly ran underneath here, so it actually looks pretty good. I mean, there's already a shit ton of wires on this car to begin with, but this one kind of bothers me. But this is how this one was, so whatever. But yeah, we could probably change it up. I actually have a Mahalos tank. I'll show you guys here in a second that I'll be putting on here too. Okay, I forgot I taped it back up, but it's a brand new Mahalos expansion tank, all aluminum. I've had this thing for months, and I've literally been so lazy I haven't put it on. Just double check all the fuel lines, make sure everything is good, all the harness and everything, connectors are all in there before we start the car. We don't want fuel leaking everywhere. Alright guys, now for the moment of truth. Let's see if it starts up. See if we have any check engine lights on. Is there a fuel pressure? There's probably no fuel pressure gauge on top of these, huh? I guess not. Well, no check engine lights have come on. Air fuel ratio is looking good, 14 to 1. It's kind of fluctuating a little bit. It is kind of doing a cold start though. So, I mean, everything seems to be looking good so far. Watch a check engine light just pop on. I don't even know where the check engine light is on this car. I've never had it come on, so I have no idea. But we're gonna let it idle a little bit, run through, and then I'll go fill up on some E85 after this. Double check the fuel lines. Nothing leaking. Everything's looking pretty good, guys. Make sure no wires are near the belts or anything like that. Yeah, we're looking pretty good, guys. You guys can see that wire stuff. Not too bad. I know it doesn't look great, but yeah, there we go. Alright guys, so she seems to be running pretty good. The engine hasn't stuttered, no hiccups, nothing like that. I don't see any fuel leaking whatsoever. We're about to head over to the gas station, fill up on E85, and see how the car runs. Alright, so it's been idling just fine for the past 10 minutes now. So I'm going to close the hood, and I'm going to head over to the gas station, fill up on some E85, and see what happens. Peep the gem. That's why the Shelby doesn't park in the garage. We'll be doing a little review on this thing soon. I've been saying that lately about the Falcon, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, so we're headed over to the gas station right now. All in all, guys, I want to say that's like a 45-minute install. It's actually pretty damn easy. All you really need, honestly, is a flathead screwdriver if you want to pull out the connectors for the injectors, and also to pull the fuel lines. A little, I don't even know what that thing's called, a fuel line puller, I guess. Literally like $10 worth of tools you need for that. Alright, so let's see how it goes. God, it's been a minute since I put 85 in my car. Look at that, $2.95. I think regular gas is like $5.04 or something like that. Something stupid. Alright, so we just filled up. Now we're gonna go ahead and I have the app open right here. We're gonna see the octane level is gonna be like in there. So we shouldn't see the ethanol values change just yet because there still is 91 in the fuel lines. We are just sitting here at the gas station idling, but once I start driving, this I believe should be going up to about 50%. I'm not really sure what the ethanol levels are here in California, but I think it is like 50%. As expected, it's starting to read through the sensor now. Now I did have a little bit of 91 left in the tank still. Oh, it's already liking it. I did have a little bit of 91 left in the tank still, so it's not gonna go up all the way yet. I'll burn some of this fuel off, maybe a little bit tonight, and then also tomorrow, and then Sunday I'll be on a full tank of E, which I'm actually going to be going to a Mustang cruise that night or that day. So we're going to really see how the car likes it on the freeways and whatnot. Alright guys, so I filled up a little bit more. I topped off. It was only 3 gallons. We're hitting 60% right now for ethanol right now. I want to say I can get it at least up to 70. We'll see though. I'm gonna run it tomorrow, and then we'll top off again and we'll check up on it and see how it goes. But tomorrow's gonna be a cool vlog, guys. Stay tuned. I am going to be going on a Mustang cruise with everybody, so it should be a lot of fun. We got Carlos and all the homies pulling up too, so stay tuned, guys.